G'day all, here's a OKMO Microcosm S01 steam-driven helicopter. I received this about a week before Christmas, packaged beautifully as always. Here's some photos of the packaging and unpackaging it. It was really fun putting it together. I've done a few little modifications to it. Just show you, because it's been Christmas, we've had a lot of people through the house. This has been an absolute attention magnet, and a lot of people have wanted to have a look at it. So I made the plinth for it. I've drilled and tapped the aluminium base, but the way it sits on here, I've made these two lugs, so they just flip over, and the helicopter can just take up from there. And you can see I've put a H on there for the helo landing pad, and these are the two little brass. I drilled and tapped the aluminium base that the helicopter sits on, so these little lugs sit on there and they screw off and they hold on the helicopter skids. So I'll put that back, put the helicopter back on here. So it just sits there in this, the skids just sit there in those grooves. You can see those grooves that are been cut in at the factory. So the skids sitting there, they lock in on the skids, and there we have it. Helicopter can't fall. So if anyone picks it up, it's not delicate, but it's delicate enough that if it hit the floor, that it would definitely sustain damage. And I think the little H on there looks good for the landing pad. It's just beautiful. I'm absolutely in love with this. I'll give you some close-ups here. How nice does that look? As always, Jin's products coming out of China, they're just beautiful. Like, in a million years, I wouldn't be able to machine this up. It's just so nice. Let's get a little bit closer. Just look at that. So there's the exhaust. Here's the exhaust. There's the safety valve. Here's the boiler. That's the boiler. Here's the wick that's going to heat that boiler up. We've got the flywheel there. So the flywheel has got gears in here that are turning the propeller. And also, you can see back here, my finger's back here, rotating the tail propeller. Just so nice. It's just a fun thing. I've had it going. I think I've had it going 2 times now, not for long, but it's just, look at it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So let's get some water in the boiler and some metho in the fuel tank, and let's get this spinning around. That should look good. So I'll unclip the skids so we can get to the petrol container, or the metho container, I should say, petrol. All right, we'll put some metho in here, or spirits, depending on where you live in the world. But Australia, it's definitely metho. So we'll fill this up. Okay, that's filled. We'll put the lid on. Beautiful little brass burner, and unbelievable that the thread, it's got a thread on there. So nice to be able to screw that thread down. All right, we'll pop that in where it goes. We'll put the helicopter on its landing pad. We'll lock those skids in, so they're locked in. Let's take the safety valve off the top of the boiler. Now, it's a bit hard to get water in, so what I'm using using this syringe, it's got a bent blunt needle on the end. And the couple of times that I've done it, I've filled this up till it overflowed. So as you can see, it's a little bit, that's it. Got rid of that bubble. You'll get a bubble, you go past that bubble, a bit of water comes out, and that's the boiler filled. So it doesn't hold a lot of water. Look at this beautiful little safety valve, the way it's been machined. So the ball there pops up when it's boiled. So we'll put that safety valve in. Now that boiler is absolutely full of water, and it's happened the 2 times that I've done it. It's worked well with that being filled right up to the top. So hopefully it does it again on camera. It works well. So we'll light that. We'll turn the lights off. You can see there's the flame underneath it. All right. Just have a look at how beautiful this is. I know I'm saying beautiful, but to me it is beautiful. Just one little hint. That flame's coming up to about there. So just make sure that you have the main rotor blades away from that heat when that boiler's coming up. But I'll just give you a few little spins around. Shouldn't take that long. If it's not up to boil in a minute, I'll stop the camera and we'll wait for it to boil. So I'm going to just wait for a bit of steam to come out of that safety valve. The flywheel's all, you can just see in the top of the flywheel, it's all drilled. It's a beautiful flywheel. All right, I won't bore you. I'll turn this off and I'll come back just as that safety valve's starting to blow. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to flip that, and there we go. Steam driven helicopter. Look how fast that main prop's going. Is that just cool? That is one of the coolest steam things that I've had bought for years. This is just unbelievable. Absolutely love it. Everybody over Christmas, I haven't actually shown anyone it running, so they're going to be bloody impressed when they see it running, but everyone's just seen it sitting on that plinth. It was too busy over Christmas. I had so many other things, but look at that flying along. Look at that steam coming out of that exhaust. It's pumping. Tiny little boiler. Doesn't take long. You can see, hit that then with my finger, big fat finger. You can see the drive band up here. It's working off that gear. That propeller is absolutely flying. That looks so good with that exhaust coming out. Now, I haven't run it this long before, so it'd be interesting to see how long it runs before it runs out of water. I'll say it again, I do like that H on the landing pad. I think that was a nice little thing. I bought that at the hardware store. I think it's for a letterbox or something, but it was just perfect to peel off back. Was able to cut it down and it just sat on there perfectly. And underneath that, I did drill through the aluminium base, and I countersunk that, and there's a brass wood screw, so the aluminium plinth is actually screwed with a brass wood screw onto the timber plinth. Give you some more close-ups. I can feel the air coming off that propeller, and it's keeping that steam blowing down. So you might be slowing down a little bit now, so it might be getting empty. So you only get, what's that, a 3-minute, maybe 4-minute run. Not sure if the boiler is silver brazed or if it's just soft soldered. So that's something to keep in mind. You want to be careful if it runs out of water. Cut that flame going to it so it doesn't, so that if it's soft soldered it doesn't let go. That's something I might check with Jin, ask him if it's been hard soldered or soft soldered. But that's still racing along. I'll just zoom out a little bit. Look at that tail rotor going. That tail rotor is just flying. Looks super cool. Just I've used cool a bit now, but it looks super cool with that steam coming out of that exhaust. The exhaust is shaped like a little bullhorn, and it really pumps that steam out. I'll turn the main lights on. Flare it up a little bit. Yeah, it feels like it's slowing down a bit now. So I'll blow that out. Okay, flames out. How's that? Well, there we have it. A Microcosm OKMO S01 steam-driven helicopter. It's just absolutely fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed Christmas 2024, and I'm wishing you all a very merry New Year and a happy and healthy and prosperous New Year, and let's have an enjoyable 2025. As always, bye for now.